All right, so in this video we are reviewing on how to factor by grouping. We're actually going to solve an equation with it. So now typically the problems will tell you to use factor by grouping. It kind of clues you in on what to do. But what you're looking for are whether the first half and the second half of the expression have a common factor. So let's think of this in two halves here. On the left half, you can factor an x squared out of both terms. So that'll be x squared on the outside, then that'll be an x plus 3 on the inside. On the right half, you can factor a 6 out of both terms, and we'll factor out that negative as well. So negative 6, and then this will become an x, and then because you factored out a negative, this will be a plus, and then 6 times 3 will give you the 18. Now, if you look at both halves, they share an x plus 3 as a factor, and that's what we're going to factor out next. So we have an x plus 3. All right, so x plus 3 times x squared will give us this left half, and then x plus 3 times negative 6 will give us this right half, x plus 3 times negative 6. All right, and now it's in factored form. You can solve it by setting each factor equal to 0. So x plus 3 equals 0. This means x equals negative 3. X squared minus 6 equals 0. You'll add 6 to both sides, and then square root both sides. So you'll get x equals plus and minus root 6. All right. On the next one, we're just going to factor it. We're not going to solve an equation or anything with it. So we're going to factor by grouping. So the first half, they have an x to the fourth in common, which is going to leave us with an x to the second plus 5. X to the fourth times that gives you x squared, or x to the sixth. X to the fourth times that gives you 5x to the fourth. All right, here they have a 3 in common, so we'll factor out a negative 3. And then this will be an x squared to get negative 3x squared. And this has to be a positive 5. Usually you'll know what to factor out here based on this. All right, since they both have an x squared plus 5, we'll be able to factor that out. X squared plus 5, this whole thing, times x to the fourth will give you this left half. And then the second half is going to be a minus 3, because you want that times that to give you this. All right,